Hey y'all, welcome to Roofing Insights. I'm attorney Tom and I'm taking over Dimitri's channel today.
YouTube is free, Facebook is free. You have two options essentially.
Third or fourth video I ever made landed me a huge case. You're making Facebook money, you're making YouTube money, anybody can become a YouTuber.
Describe your first couple of videos. How did it go? What did you make?
A little girl got struck in the head at an Astros baseball game. Mr. Kherkher, I saw you on the news, you're a personal injury lawyer. My 18-year-old son was just killed by an 18-wheeler. It was the first video on my YouTube channel to get over 1,000 views.
Make better content. Today I have a very special treat for you guys. We're in Houston, Texas, in the law firm of personal injury and catastrophic lawyer Tom. Or did I say it all right? It's a lot of words.
Catastrophic personal injury.
Catastrophic personal industry. Let's start over.
Restart. It's okay. That's.
Today I have a very special treat for you guys. I'm in Houston, Texas, sitting down with the lawyer Tom. Hold on.
I'll do the intro.
Say it again.
I'll do the intro.
All right. Hold on. Today I have. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Hey y'all, welcome to Roofing Insights. I'm attorney Tom and I'm taking over Dimitri's channel today. Dimitri, how does it feel to be a guest on your own interview?
Guess at I think I'm interviewing you. I have questions written.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Guys,
see, but that would be a good interview. You know, that'd be a good icebreaker to start it.
Love it.
YouTube algorithm.
So guys, we're in Houston, Texas. Lawyer Tom is content creator, my fellow content creator, YouTuber, but also obviously a lawyer in our field. So we're gonna talk today about exactly that. How do you go from being a business owner to being a content creator? Because you have employees in both companies pretty much now.
Right. So my law firm is 6 employees, 3 lawyers, and my content company is 3 full-time employees just dedicated to the content. And they're separated. They're different entities.
Love it. Let's start with last case you won.
The last case I won was a catastrophic injury case. That's my focus. I can't really get into too much of the details, but I settled it about 2 weeks ago. We settled it for $1.75 million.
Got it. Last case on a catastrophic end.
That was a catastrophic case. It was it was an injury case.
Okay.
We required multiple surgeries, all of that kind of stuff.
Last homeowner you helped with
sure,
a claim.
on the first party insurance
Yes.
stuff. We have an office in Lake Charles and in New Orleans processing these claims. The most notable case that we settled recently, we settled a shopping center for $1.1 million. And that was about maybe 3.5, 4 weeks ago.
Why were you suing and why they didn't want to pay in the first place? What was our objection?
Sure. So as we were talking off camera, Louisiana, in my opinion, by far has the best first-party insurance laws for consumers in the country, by far. You know, I'm licensed in Texas and Louisiana, and if a hurricane came through Texas today, I wouldn't be able to represent homeowners. I would just tell them, you know, listen, the law is just not favorable to getting an attorney. You're probably better off in most cases fighting it yourself or getting a public adjuster. But in Louisiana, it's the complete opposite. Louisiana has laws that include penalties and attorney's fees and really has some teeth to it to hold these insurance carriers responsible for screwing over people.
When did law change here in Houston? Because was it always this bad, or it was just lobby after lobby?
Yeah, it wasn't always bad. Like in 2011, after Hurricane Ike, there was a big class action isn't the right word, but a lot of the insurance carriers faced some extreme liability because they did some really bad things and got caught. And ever since then, it seems like every legislative session, the laws get stricter and stricter and stricter, preventing the rights or restricting the rights of homeowners.
The reason I wanted to start with those cases because I wanted people to get to know you first as a lawyer.
Sure.
But you have very unique story with your YouTube channel. How did it all started? Why in the world you are even on YouTube and even have full-time employees doing it? You're a content creator, you're a YouTuber now.
Yeah, you know what's funny is growing up, I was always the kid in college, in high school. I didn't have social media. You know, I was like, oh, you know, there's Tom. He doesn't even have a Facebook, or you know, when Instagram got popular or whatever. I didn't have
MySpace.
any. Yeah, yeah. I didn't have any of that stuff. And I graduated college in 2.5 years. I graduated law school in 2.5 years. So I became a lawyer really young. When I was 24 years old, I decided to start my own law firm. When I decided to start my own law firm, I started making content not out of any need or vision to be a YouTuber, but just out of necessity. I didn't have an advertising budget, so I
It
would
was
make
free.
right. It was free, and I would make video blogs with a $40 webcam and talk about cases and go into details about new laws or Supreme Court opinions or you name it. And
Describe your first couple of videos. How did it go? What did you make videos about?
so
Was it easier to be on camera?
no, terrible. And I'm sure you're probably going to pull them up for the purpose of this interview, but they're awkward. The pacing's bad. I'm wearing a suit, and if you've met me now for a couple days, I hate suits. I only wear suits if I have to go to court. I was trying to be something that I'm not. I wasn't authentic on the camera, but we just kept going. I did get some really early success on the business end of things. I think the third or fourth video I ever made landed me a huge case, which set the foundation for my entire law
How
practice.
did it happen?
Okay, so a local event happened in Houston. A little girl got struck in the head at an Astros baseball game. Okay, a line drive hit her. There was no net. She's catastrophically injured. She's messed up for the rest of her life. It was very sad, very tragic. I made a video going over that situation. I said, hey, listen, y'all, this is what happened last night. If this case were to go to trial, does she have any legal rights? And the short answer is not really. There's case law on point from the Supreme Court that says if you go to a baseball game, you're basically assuming the risk. It's an assumption of the risk that, it's foreseeable that a foul ball could come and hurt you, right? Now, obviously, there's some more intricacies about that because she's just a little girl. So did she really consent to that? Is there some blame on the parents? Long story short, I made a video about that. It was the first video on my YouTube channel to get over 1,000 views.
Wow.
Channel 2 News saw it. They called me. I think the video had 1,000 or 2,000 views at the time. They saw it. They called me. They said, Mr. Kherkher, we saw your video. We're running a story on this case. We would like to interview you as the legal expert because you're a personal injury lawyer and you've already done the research on it. So I said, okay, great. So they come to my office right here, and they interview me. It runs on the 5 o'clock news at 5:45, and it says Tommy Kherkher, personal injury lawyer. That runs at the 5 o'clock news at 5:45. I'm sitting in my office writing some emails. I get a phone call. Mr. Kherkher, I saw you on the news. You're a personal injury lawyer. My 18-year-old son was just killed by an 18-wheeler. So
Wow.
yeah, and that case, it's a confidential what we resolved it for, but I mean it was a
big case for a big.
It was a big case that laid the foundation for my firm, and then we've just been growing ever since. And then more so than just that, it really motivated me. It proved that hey, making content works, and so then as you know, as a content creator, you kind of get into a lull or you hit a plateau.
Mm-hmm.
So flash forward 2 years later, I think in 2 years I made 200 to 250 videos, and I had less than 10,000 subscribers. So I kept making videos because I thought...
For the perspective, guys, today the channel has 460,000 subscribers. So it's a journey. So 200 videos something, and you have still 10,000, and you kept going. You
right.
kept making videos.
Right. And my primary... And during that time, I still thought my primary motivation was, hey, I need to make videos because it's promoting my business, my law firm. And then as I just made videos and they got better and I got more comfortable in front of the camera, the pacing of the video got better. We got graphics, or I started picking more interesting topics. More people started watching them, and then I started getting paid from them. You know, suddenly YouTube is paying you $1 a day to make videos, and then $10 a day, and then $100 a day, and then $300 a day. And
So cool.
right. And so then I
Now
thought,
it's becoming a job.
yeah, so now it's becoming a job where not only is it good for my law firm, because the more people watch my content, the more people.
It's a snowball.
Right, it's a snowball.
You become your own media company, your own news company.
Right. And so then now we're on year 4 of doing this, and I have 460.
Guys, I want to pause. I want to pause right now, and I want you to really think and meditate. This thing, you already have it. YouTube is free. Facebook is free. You have 2 options, essentially. You can spend $5,000-$10,000 to pay someone to promote you. You know, some people spend it on the radio. Some people spend it on TV. You can pay people money to do it. Or you can throw yourself on the internet for free, get paid for doing it. I'm getting paid, he's getting paid, and we're getting business out of it on the side. It blows my mind.
Right, it's awesome. And if you think about it, that's actually, if you want to beat the algorithm, you have to think what is the main goal of Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, any social media platform? And that's to make money for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So how do they make money? They make money by people engaging in their content, and then they can serve as ads on top of them. So if you have to think, okay, you got to stop being selfish. You go, okay, not what's best for my business. If you watch my videos, go watch all 600 videos on my YouTube channel, even when I didn't have any subscribers. I never say hire me if you're looking for a lawyer. You know, hire me. Hey, I'm a personal injury lawyer. Yeah, people know what I do because that's my job.
It's awareness.
But I'm never pushing. I'm always trying to give value to them. And if you give value to people, they watch your videos. And if they watch your videos, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, they're making money because the more you're on the platform, the more ads they're serving the viewer. The more YouTube and Facebook makes money off your videos, they're going to say, oh, we made $500 off of Tom's videos yesterday. These are good videos. Let's push them to more people. And they push them to more people, not out of self-interest for you. I mean, we're a creator. They could give a shit about us, right? They don't care about us. But if your video keeps people on the platform, you're making Facebook money, you're making YouTube money, then they're going to reciprocate and they're going to give you more exposure. So it's a snowball effect. I see a lot of lawyers come to me, like I'm sure a lot of roofers come to you. They go, you know, how do I make content? How do I, you know, I want to get business. And, you know, it blows their mind that not only do I get business from making content, but it actually is very profitable. So, and the first thing I have to tell them is you got to stop wanting to extract things from your audience.
Mm-hmm.
If you make one video and your very first video is about, I'm the best lawyer in the world, these are my qualifications, you should hire me. Well, now you just sound like everybody else.
I want to also touch on bad people doing content. We already have, like, I want to call out one guy out there, insurance guy named Anthony. You know, he's a famous TikToker. How do we deal with the bad business practice? Because you have good guys, you have bad guys. And we have a lot of bad advice. Do you know who I'm talking about? The Anthony Public Adjuster, PA. So we're roasting him, right? Because, you know, he's giving people a lot of bad advice, and he's super popular on TikTok, like super popular.
Sure.
But the stuff that he says, you know, picks up by algorithm. As a matter of fact, because he gets so much hate, algorithm actually promotes him even more. It's the guy who says that every roof is $10,000. You know, he's telling homeowners to go with the cheapest bid and save the money, you know,
right.
Pocket the money, like commit insurance fraud.
Right.
How do we combat people like that?
You know, part of me thinks that, and I don't know who we're talking about, but part of me thinks that the algorithm or the viewers will catch on over time. Sure, on short form engagement, like for instance, I have 750,000 followers on TikTok. in my experience, short form content isn't very profitable. It doesn't generate leads. I would really question, even if this guy's getting millions and millions of views on TikTok, which I've done, I would question that, is that translating into people picking up his advice or hiring him or whatever? I don't think that's true. I think, at least as the current meta right now of making content, if you really want to parlay it into after content business, like you have Roofing Insights and your roofing school, I have my law firm, you really have to make long form content, and it's really hard to be credible when you make long form content. I mean, you can get exposed real quick. And the people who get exposed, it doesn't mean that they don't try. I just think that they don't grow.
Makes sense.
In the legal world, there are some fellow lawyers that I can think of that have big short form audiences that I follow and I've talked to, I've engaged with, but they have been unsuccessful in converting it to long form content. And they've called me and asked me, and I've given them my thoughts. But if you look at their videos,
so you think long form is better for the business, and you're staying away from short form?
Right. I right now I'm staying away from short form only because there's so many hours in the day. If you look at my TikTok page in 2021, I only posted 4 TikToks. In 2022, I haven't posted a single TikTok. Now, I was an early adopter. Again, I was the first or second lawyer on TikTok in early 2019, before anybody was even there. So I was able to gain a big following. I got verified. I have the blue check mark, all that kind of stuff. But, after making 1,000 TikTok videos in the course of a year and a half, I realized, I'm also making YouTube videos. My YouTube channel is good, but it could be way better. I really want to spend more time on long form content. All of my real world success has come from long form videos. Sure, short form videos are easy to get exposure on, quick exposure, and that's why people like it, right? Because you make a video and it gets 10,000 views and you think you're somebody. But the problem with short form content is that gun kicks as hard as it shoots. So if you're on TikTok, you could post a new video, somebody could be a follower of yours, but they're only seeing one video on their screen at a time. So even if they're a follower of yours, doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to see your video. You're relying on the algorithm. Whereas YouTube or Facebook, if somebody finds your video and they subscribe to your channel, every time you post a video, they're more likely to come back because they're going to see it. It's more of a search tool. So I think there is some value in short video. It's great to get easy exposure, but if you're a business professional, your job should be to get short form content. It should be a funnel. The goal of your short form content should be to get people to your long form content. Your long form content should be either to build credibility, brand awareness, or whatever your other motives are, such as, Roofing Insights or your roofing school, or for me, it's my law firm.
Can any business owner become a YouTuber, or it requires special character, charisma?
No, anybody can become a YouTuber. And if you just look at YouTube, there are all different kinds of people who are successful YouTubers. But in order to be a successful YouTuber, you need to be willing. I'm helping one of my law school friends, actually. She wants to become a YouTuber. I told her, you need to make 100 videos in 6 months. So in 180 days, you need to make 100 videos. And the reason why I'm telling you to do that in such a large quantity is because no matter what you do, your 100 videos are going to suck. They're going to suck. So why not get them out of the way in 6 months? You could spend 100 videos and do them in 2 years. I did 200, 250 videos in 2 years, and they sucked before I really started getting serious about it. If I could do it again, I would have got those 100 videos out of the way and as soon as possible, right? Because it's just, there are things that you need to learn about how to talk to the camera, how to pace your videos, how to edit your videos, how you're going to do your workflow, how you pick topics. But what happens is somebody makes a podcast or somebody starts a YouTube channel and they make 10 videos. And your first video is actually going to do well. And let me tell you from personal experience, The first video I ever made got 800 views. And I was so freaking happy. Oh, this is easy. 800 views, I'll be making 100,000 view videos in
How do you explain
month.
it? Why your first video did well?
So this is why. I made my first video. I posted it on my Facebook page. I said, hey friends and family, I'm starting a YouTube channel. Please check it out. And my friends and family clicked on it. So then I made my second video. And I did the same thing. I said, hey friends and family, here's my second video. 30 views. Because friends and family, they watched my first video and it sucked. And they weren't into it. I mean, it's just not...
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. You know, it takes you know, I have a niche audience, just like you have a niche audience. And nobody clicked on it. And so I got real down on myself. And then the third video I made, and I think the fourth video I made was the one that I did it the night after that the event, so it was a hot topic, and that's a learning lesson that I got. It's like, okay, if I talk about
trending,
right, if I talk about something on the news, it can get some traction, right? And these are all little lessons that you just get along the way. But then after that video, the next video went right back down to 50. And then 60, you know, I couldn't even break 100 views. But I got lucky because that third or fourth video I made got me business out of it, so I was motivated. I thought, I don't even care if I get 50 views, because if I get one big case a year, I'm set. I'm happy, right? So it was never, in retrospect, it was really a blessing that I never went into YouTube to be a YouTuber. I went into YouTube out of pure necessity for my law firm. And I learned a lot of lessons without even realizing it. And again, it really took me about 2 years on YouTube before I realized, hey, there's something here. And if I took this more seriously and I tried to add more value to the clients or to the viewers, then I could really just make this its own business.
I have almost identical story. I started making videos to get jobs, and I remember coming to the homeowners, and homeowners tell you, you know, for estimates, and they're like, I've seen your videos, and they still call you, so they feel like they know you. Now, to close that deal, how can you describe doing business?
So if anybody goes and watches my videos, you're going to be shocked. I'm self-deprecating. My content's kind of goofy. I use a weird green screen. Sometimes we do funny, weird stuff. And again, that's something that I had to learn because that's my personality. My first 50 videos, I was in a suit and tie because that's what I thought all the other successful lawyers on the internet were always in suit and ties, because that's what you think of a lawyer as, right? Mm-hmm. But as I started to open up and got more comfortable in front of the camera, I started being myself. I'm the kind of guy that would never wear a suit and tie unless I have to be in the courtroom, right? And some lawyers, they come up to me and they go, look, you know, you're getting all these views and it's great, congratulations, but nobody's going to want to hire you. You know, nobody's going to want to hire a goofball, especially at a catastrophic personal injury.
How do you deal with something like that?
The other lawyers, I kind of laugh and nod, you know, because I know.
Do you see people belittling you?
Oh yeah, of course.
In your industry, not taking you serious.
Yeah, of course, and that's okay. You know, I just kind of stick in my own lane. I know what my self-worth is. I know what my business catalog is like. I mean, you know,
it's so cool. It's music to my ears, because I have this for years, and this is, you know, it's true insights of Roofing Insights. What people don't realize is how much belittling is happening. Like, how many people want to tell you, like, who are you? You're just a YouTuber. Like, it's something, like, they despise you. Like,
sure.
you will never be at our level. You will never be big. You will never, you know, who are you? We do 50 million a year. Who the heck are you? And I'm like, you don't know me. You don't know my lifestyle.
Right.
You know, I'm living a freaking American dream.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying every bit of it. But it's just funny how people think they're bigger than you because you're making videos.
Right. And so, yeah. And you know, I kind of just brush it off, and you know, I don't really like to.
But how people hire you? Like, what's the process?
Right. But so that's the whole point I was trying to make. I'm sorry I got distracted. I make these videos. My theory is people want to work with people they like and trust.
100%.
And they can see, especially now that the average consumer grew up with the internet and they're sophisticated, they know they can see through the bullshit. They can see through BS fake reviews. They can see through all of that. And it doesn't matter that I don't wear a suit. It matters that I give my honest opinion, even when it hurts me. I just made a video yesterday that I was talking about a lawyer in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, and the thesis of the video was, this is something I can learn from. I said, I just saw some of the best lawyering I've ever seen. Let's watch it together. I'm going to break down some stuff for y'all to tell you what she's doing, but this is something that I took notes from. I didn't claim to be the expert. I didn't say, oh, well, if I was the lawyer in this case, I would have done this different. No, she did a better job than me. She did a kick-ass job. I'm not trying to present myself as the end-all, be-all, the greatest lawyer in the world. I'm trying to learn from everybody, and people like that. Mm-hmm. But that's a long story short, going back to your question. When people watch my videos and they know who I am, and then they try to reach out to my firm and want to hire me,
they can't believe they talk to you when they talk to you.
Well, they can't believe they talk to me when they talk to me. And the close rate, assuming it's a case that I want, because my business model is I don't take a lot of cases on the catastrophic injury side, but they're, very high-end catastrophic cases. But if it's a case that I want and they came to me, the close rate is 100%. I don't have to sell them on anything. I say, this is the situation. You guys came to me. Here's what we can do for you. Here's how we're going to work. This is, these are the next steps, X, Y, Z. I mean, I've had, this is kind of a, awkward story, but about 3 months ago, I had a family come to me. The son is a huge fan of mine on YouTube. Their father was run over by a truck. I'm going to leave it vague just out of respect for the family. But the father suffered a catastrophic loss. He was killed. The son found me. He's a longtime watcher of my channel. The entire family came here. Obviously, they're very sad. They just lost their dad. We jumped in there. We're investigating the claim, all of that kind of stuff. And when we were done with our meeting, the 16-year-old son asked for a selfie with me. And he smiled in the selfie. I smiled in the selfie. I felt weird for doing it, but this is somebody who just lost his dad. But it's somebody who had watched my channel for 2 years. He's trusted me. He watches all my videos. He knows all the inside jokes on the channel. He's very knowledgeable about the law. He was talking to me about stuff that I was going to tell the family because it's my information, right?
Wow.
And it's just a weird feeling. I don't know. I mean, that's not, obviously, we never wish that would ever happen to anybody.
Of course.
But they found me. They drove in a couple hours from out of town to meet with me, as opposed to any other lawyer. These lawyers who are spending millions of dollars a month in advertising. And it's really something special. And again, not once, I never say hire me. In my videos, I say if something happens and they need a lawyer, I say go talk to a lawyer. I don't say hire me, right? I want what's best for them, and that's how I come off. And it's great. Now I'm not going to sit here and lie and tell you I get insane amount of volume, right? The Texas Hammers of the world, or the big lawyers who spend millions of dollars. Sure, they're going to get more volume.
But you're doing well for being in business for 4 years.
Yeah, we're doing well. I do some ad spend, primarily in Louisiana, but my how do I phrase this articulately? And I don't want to sound like a douchebag. Last year, I did 302 million views on YouTube. I launched a Facebook channel in December of last year, which has grown like crazy. My content, if my law firm and my content were under the same roof, which they're not, they're two separate businesses, my content makes enough money without me having to sell anything. I've never taken a sponsorship before. Just on the sheer amount of views that I get, my content makes enough money to cover my entire operating expenses. Nice. So my office rent, all my employees, all my overhead, makes money to cover all of that.
Love it.
So it's just
It's business within a business.
it's a business within a business, and I get more business from it. So it's a win-win.
Who will win in the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp process?
I think it's a little bit more complicated. I think Johnny Depp is kicking ass, and I think overall this trial is very good for him because it's exposing how not okay Amber Heard was.
He wins the media game for sure.
He wins the media game. The problem is, I don't think that they're both not saints. Johnny's clearly got some demons. So does Amber Heard, which is why this trial is good for him, because it's exposing the demons behind Amber Heard. But the question is it defamation? You know, Johnny is suing because Amber is saying, you know, I was abused by Johnny. Well, if you look at the videos and the speaking and, you know, all the exchanges, you could make the argument that there certainly was abuse. Now, the question is, Amber Heard also abused Johnny in return. So what is really defamation? Because if I'm abusing you and you're abusing me, and I go and tell the world that you abused me, but I was also abusing you. So obviously the whole internet is for Johnny Depp. And from watching the trial, I'm team Johnny Depp as well. However, does the law support a finding for a huge verdict against Johnny Depp, or I'm sorry, against Amber Heard? And that's what I don't know. If I'm guessing, I think if Johnny wins, it's not going to be as big as people think.
So you're both lawyer and a YouTuber. A lot of people, you know, like in my childhood when we were growing up, my dad wanted me to become a lawyer.
Right.
And it used to be this, you know, dream: doctors, lawyers. Today we have YouTubers, you know, who makes way more money than lawyers do. What's more lucrative, and what do you say to youngsters who are dreaming to become? They're also a problem because too many people want to be YouTubers, but do we need more lawyers or do we need more YouTubers?
Well, with respect to what's most profitable, still probably being a lawyer. Now, that's, again, at my size. You know, there are lawyers who make hundreds of millions of dollars a year. I'm not one of those. You know, there are also YouTubers who are making tens of millions of dollars a year, right? You and I went to Vid Summit. I was partnered with a guy who I was talking to, and I would tell this to his face. He's become one of my friends. He's a nerd. You know, he's got not a lot of charisma. He likes to do his videos where he doesn't show his face. His YouTube channel averages $240,000 a month. And that's excluding sponsorships. So there is crazy money on both ends. Now, what I will say is I don't think being a lawyer is going anywhere. People will always need lawyers. But the market for YouTubers, the money getting poured into the content creation economy is only going to go up. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when I started YouTube 4 years ago, the thesis online was, it's 2018. It's already so saturated. Mm-hmm. There's no room. Well, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, right? The second best time to plant a tree is today. Start now. It's not going anywhere. If anything, it's just going to be more popular. And yeah, everybody's going to want to do it because they see that. But competition never scares me. I mean, you just make better videos. Play the algorithm. Be smart. And it's the little things. It's not selling yourself, because if somebody clicks on your video and it's you selling your product, they're going to say, okay, well, this isn't a YouTube channel that I come to learn something from. This is a YouTube channel where this creator is taking advantage of me because all he wants to do is sell me something. So it's just about being smarter and making better videos. And I think the creator economy is only going to get bigger.
I have a friend, Brent Simmons, and we went to a retreat with a few families. And my 6-year-old Max answered questions. So Brent Simmons comes to him. So he has a YouTube channel for his business. And he's done some content with me. And he was kind of like picking on Max. And he's like, so your dad makes videos and he's a YouTube channel. I also have a YouTube channel. How do I grow my YouTube channel, Max? And Max is like, make better content. Make better videos.
Yeah.
That's a 6-year-old. Advice from 6-year-old. You want to grow on YouTube.
Sure.
Make better videos.
So the only thing that YouTube cares about from the metric side, or not the only thing, the most important thing is retention. okay? So the way YouTube's gonna look at a video is if somebody clicks on a video, how far do they get into the video, okay? So if you have a 10-minute long video and the average person clicks off on minute 4, YouTube's gonna say that's a 40% retention video because the average person is only watching 4 out of 10 minutes.
What's your average retention?
It depends on the video. Some are good, some are bad. I will say that YouTube will not recommend your video to the outside public. You will not grow unless you hit a 50% retention rate. And at 70% retention, you're gonna get explosive growth. So that's what, like, this is the difference between short form content, TikTok, and YouTube. On TikTok, it's easy to grow. You know, you make a video, it goes viral, you can get hundreds of thousands of views. The big frustration on YouTube is, well, how do I grow? Nobody's going to find me organically because there's no random scroll feature, right? It's more of a search engine. So if nobody's ever searching for me, how do I get that ball rolling? And the answer is, if you look on the side of your video, there's that suggestion bar, right? And the goal is to be in those top 3 videos. In order to get in those top 3 videos, you need to have a 70% retention rate. And again, think about it. Why is that the case? Because YouTube wants to make the most money. Because if you have a video with a high retention rate, people are going to click on it
and
watch it all. So YouTube is making money. They're serving more ads. And then you're going to click on the next video, which also has a 70% retention rate. So you're getting served another ad. So YouTube is making more money. So you have to think, not what's best for you,
what's best for the platform.
What's best for the platform.
This is gold, guys. Take some notes. I'm telling you. Thank you so much, man.
Yep.
That was awesome.